wonder why Gambino got the game. Half-tied thicky, all she wanna do is bang. Got her hair done, French braids, now she ASAP. Bino so insensitive, she asking why you say that. I'm chillin', real nigga feelin'. Rich kid asshole, paint me as a villain. Still spittin' that cash flow, DJ Khaled. I got penthouse on both coasts, PH balance. Real nigga, I rep those. Why though? Cause I said so. Get deep in that Pepto. I got 5 on it like Benfos. I got more tail than that Petco. You faker than some sweet and low. Yeah, you got some silverware, but really, are you eating though? Are you eating though? Nigga, are you eating though? Breakfast, lunch, and dinners for beginners. You ain't even know. Never catching cases. Why they faces look so emo? Watch a hater hate me, wanna play me like a piano. My architect, no Japanese. Yo, girl, she jogging these. No hands like soccer teams. Young fuck boys like Socrates. You niggas ain't copping these. Niggas ain't looking like me. Nah, I ain't checking ID. But I bounce them with no problem. Tell 'em problem. I'm winning. Yeah, I'm winning. I'm winning. Yeah, I'm winning. I'm winning. Yeah, I'm winning. Rich kid asshole. Paint me as a villain.
Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Better than you doing you. You fucking with you.
Different color my passport. Instagram my stack load. Hashtag my day wear. And your girl drank my daycare. And I'm born rich. Life ain't fair. Silver spoon cool ho. Ain't nobody sicker in my Fisker. Boom ho. Ain't nobody. Fiskers don't make noise when they start up. Just so you know. Top of the holy totem, rich forever, a million was not the quota. My father owned half the MoMA and did it with no diploma. Year off, got no rules, tripping off of them toadstools. More green than my Whole Foods, and I'm too fly. Jeff Goldblum got a glass house in the Palisades. That AKA white hood, OKKK. Furniture custom, you shop at IKEA. So Maserati, you whipping the Kia. Spending this money is longer than Nia. Live like a Coppola, me and Sophia. Waking up broke, man, wouldn't wanna be a friends with the dope man, help a nigga re-up. Bring a girlfriend, man, trouble when I see her. I'm on a pier. Oh, I got my cool on.
Tell 'em, man.
I'm winning, so they had to dump that Gatorade. And I don't give a fuck about my family name.
Why? Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Don't be mad cause I'm doing me better than you doing you. Better than you doing you. You fucking what you gonna.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like this coke up my ass crack. Move black girls, cause man, fuck it, I'll do either. I love pussy, I love bitches, dude, I should be running Peter in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me, my green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. This Asian dude, I stole his girl and now he got that Koji beef. My dick is like an accent mark, it's all about the over-E. Hot like a parked car. I sound weird like nigga with a hard R. Fly like the logo on my cousin's 440. Eating Oreos like these white girls that blow me. Vodka for my ladies, whiskey for a grown man. Hanging in the islands looking for Earl like Toe Jam. I made the beat retarded, so I'm calling it a slow jam. Butcher and I know it, man. Kill beef, go ham. These rappers are afraid of him, cause I'm a beast, bitch, girl. Invaders and Gambino is a call girl. Fuck you, pay me. Brand new whip for these niggas like slavery. Told me I was awful and that shit did not faze me. Tell me how I suck again, my memory is hazy. You're my favorite rapper now, yeah, dude, I better be. Or you can fucking kiss my ass, human centipede. You wanna see my girl? I ain't that dumb. You wanna see my girl? Check Maxim. Man, why does every black actor gotta rap some? I don't know, all I know is I'm the best one. It's a bonfire, turn the lights out. I'm burning everything you motherfuckers talk about. It's a bonfire, turn the lights out. I'm burning everything you motherfuckers talk about. You know these rapper dudes talk shit, start killing. Fuck that, got goons like an arch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know I interrupted. Dude, just music stream where I just play other people's music? Dude, that's actually a banger idea. Write that down. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have all the hallmarks today of a great stream, okay? Barely any topics. I'm sleep deprived. I mean, you just know something incredible might happen, okay? Something incredible might happen. Who knows? This has the potential to be the greatest or worst stream of the month. Where's Lizzo? Okay, so another stream. Thank you, Ali Khan, for really keeping the positive energy up. Appreciate it, man. I actually just log in now just to read your comments specifically. What is up? What is up, people? Another banger stream? True. So, if you have any topics you want me to check out, please use the inbox, people. Use the inbox. I mean, we have potentially found some great content that somebody just decided not to link in the inbox, and I only found out about through casual conversation. But I guess to get us started, there were apparently some group chat leaks involving young Republican officials or I think there were congressional candidates and various like influential figures amongst young Republicans or whatever. Apparently, the group chat got leaked. Okay, everybody's worst nightmare has happened. The group chat with the boys got leaked, except instead of the boys, it's a bunch of like late 20s, early 30s, like potential future politicians. Why do you look like you were crying? I always look like that. I always look like that, man. I actually just cry before I start stream. That's actually just like a new habit of mine. I sit there and realize, dude, I'm about to get on here and like, instead of like doing something with friends or inventing the cure for cancer, I'm about to cover the Blip Plorpus drama where he's accused of raping 30 people, and I sit there and cry about the state of my life. Aiden looks evil today? True. You look like a waste. What the fuck does that mean? You look like a waste. What is a waste of what, sir? A waste of what? You look horrendous today. Thank you. Appreciate the comments. Thank you. Thank you. Keep them coming. Oh, my neighbor's having sex again. Hold on. You have a beard? Yeah, dude. So true. All right, let's get into these group chat leaks, ladies and gentlemen. You do have crazy stubble. What's with that? I guess I need another shave. What the fuck is going on next door? I hear banging and moaning. Like, I'm actually kind of concerned. What the fuck is going on, bro? Hold on. Hold on, I'm looking for this. I'll tell you when you're older. All right, so Politico comes out with this. An exclusive, okay? They need to preface it with exclusive because it's exclusive. If they didn't put the exclusive in like giant bold text, how else would I have known it was exclusive? Exclusive! I think the text needs to be bigger and bolder. Thousands of leaked messages show leaders of young Republican groups joking about gas chambers, slavery, and rape in a private Telegram chat. inside rising GOP leaders' racist chats obtained by Politico, spending more than 7 months. Thank God Politico does not have access to icy chat, man. New York. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked. But they kept typing anyway. They referred to black people as monkeys and quote-unquote... The what? The what people? Excuse me? Quote-unquote the watermelon people and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide and lauded Republicans who they believed support slavery. Dude. Bro, this is like a crazy fucking description. Huh? William, oh, by the way, real quick, we got a dono. Sorry, I missed it. That's my bad. We got 2, actually. Jinro with the 5. Coffee? I do have coffee. Geez. Finally, a good time to start the stream. Also, my nation and your MC server is growing rapidly. I think it's growing, guys. Even put that twice in there. But thank you guys so much. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing, okay? On one hand, people are going to be like, well, I used to have group chats like this. And it's like, it's not like you're 15 and in middle school. These are like wannabe politicians, people that want political influence, and in some cases have direct lines to people who do have heavy political influence and then have political influence by proxy, just like completely comfortable with saying this kind of shit in a group chat amongst each other. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used the words, the N-word, variations of a racial slur, more than a dozen times in the chat. Bobby Walker, the vice chair of the New York State Young Republicans at the time, referred to rape as epic. Peter Giunta, who at the time was chair of the same organization, wrote in a message sent in June that everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Giunta was referring to the upcoming vote whether he should become chair of the Young Republican National Federation, the GOP's 15,000-member political organization for Republicans between 18 and 40 years old. Young Republican National Federation, and it's up to 40? Really? This is, I guess, yeah, every, like, Republican activist you see on, like, X looks fucking ancient. So I guess 40 to them is young, probably. Yeah, what's up, my fellow young Republicans? You're, like, 39 years old. Yes, I know, you have to be 35 to get into office. I understand. Ginto's, okay, I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological torture methods known to man. We want true believers, he continued. 2 members of the chat responded. When do we start bullying, dude? We have a solid 3 people who can probably have them want to jump. Okay, wait. Did this guy mean to type psychological, but just, like, didn't know how to spell it? If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? When do we bring that side out? I'm going to create some of the greatest physiological torture methods known to man. We only want true believers. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We got to pretend that we like them. Hey, come on in, take a nice shower and relax. Boom, they are dead. It's like they're, you know, it's one thing to make an edgy joke, but it's another thing to be making an edgy joke at, like, the age that some of these people are, and, like, make edgy jokes that are just, like, this mid, okay? You can make funny, like, concentration camp jokes or whatever in other contexts, but, like, now it just, like, seems like this is the amount of time you spent elaborating on what would apparently be just an off-color joke is starting to make me think these might be genuine attitudes. The exchange is part of a trove of Telegram chats obtained by Politico and spanning more than 7 months of messages among young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. The chat offers an unfiltered look at how a new generation of GOP activists talk when they think no one is listening. Well, the GOP has like marketed itself to some extent as the alternative to people who don't want to be like canceled or who were canceled, right? Who are some of like the GOP's biggest celebrity spokespeople? You've like people like fucking Hulk Hogan and Roseanne Barr. Well, Hulk Hogan died, but like Hulk Hogan, Roseanne Barr, both people who like had like career ruining like implications due to like racist comments they made, and you have like young people who just want to be edgy or whatever, and they think that the Republican Party is like the party that's going to let them do that. And to some extent it is. But on one hand, it's like it's different to make edgy jokes, which I don't think the Democrats should be policing so hard. And then it's like totally different to, as like an ambitious like potential politician, be sitting here and like fixating in a, you know, quote unquote ironic manner about the idea of like gassing your opponents. Since Politico began making inquiries, one member of the group chat is no longer employed at their job, and another's job offer was rescinded. Prominent New York Republicans, including Representative Elise Stefanik and State Senate Minority Leader Robert Ort, have denounced the chat, and festering resentments among young Republicans have now turned into public recriminations, including allegations of character assassination and extortion. A liberating atmosphere. The 2,900 pages of chat, shared among a dozen millennial and Gen Z Republicans between early January and mid-August, chronicle their campaign to seize control of the National Young Republican Organization on a hardline pro-Trump platform. Many of the chat members already work inside government or party politics, and one serves as a state senator. Okay, so it's not even just like potential politicians, you actual politicians sitting in this group chat. Let's be real, we've all been in group chats like this. Yeah, but it's like context is what matters. And also, I wouldn't want to be in a group chat like this if it's just like it seems like you're using irony to disguise like actual like shitty fucking beliefs. It's different to make an edgy joke, and you can joke about anything and it can be funny. Just to be clear, I'm not against edgy jokes. And it's another thing for all of your constant edgy jokes to like point to like negative attributes of like one group of people or one sort of topic where it's like actually indicative of how you genuinely feel to some extent. So to say we've all done that, like, yeah, when you were like a fucking like a middle schooler or like fucking high schooler or some shit, but like that's not true. Some of you are 30 doing that shit, and if you're 30 doing that shit, like I think that you're like actually like pathetic and need to reconsider your life. But these are actual politicians and potential politicians sitting doing this in a group chat. So the we've all done that isn't really a defense when you look at the context here. Aiden, you're 28 years old and yeah, dude, I'm 28. So fucking true. At Aiden, Underground, I heard you went eepy in the VC like a cute little femboy. Is this true? I can't take it anymore. I I can't take it anymore, man. Together, the message. I didn't go to sleep. I've not slept in 24 hours. There was no sleeping. Together, the messages reveal a culture. I can barely sleep in bed, by the way, so I don't know why people think I can fall asleep at my desk. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I don't know where the like you're asserting that very confidently. I don't know what your basis is other than me going AFK in a voice chat. Okay. The 2,900 pages of chats shared among a dozen millennial and Gen Z Republicans between early January and mid-August chronicle their campaign to seize control of the National Young Republican Organization on a hardline pro-Donald Trump platform. Many of the chat members already work inside government or party politics, and once are, oh wait, we already read that. The more the political atmosphere is open and liberating, like it has been with the emergence of Trump and a more right-wing GOP even before him, it opens up young people and older people to telling racist jokes, making racist commentaries in private and public, said Joe Fejan, a Texas A&M sociology professor who has studied racism for the last 60 years. He's also concerned the words would be applied to public policy. It's chilling, of course, because they will act on these views. So here's the thing, right? You have two extremes on this issue right now. You have the Democrats, and like the younger Democrats specifically, who online have taken things the completely other direction and have like policed people over off-color jokes made 10 years ago and believe that you actually like certain subjects you just cannot joke about them, which honestly is just like ridiculous, because I'm pretty sure there's like actually like a pretty substantiated theory about comedy amongst human beings, where like we laugh at violations of rules that we perceive to be safe. I'm like, that's what we find funny, and that would make sense for joking about like the most horrific subjects possible in a manner that where you're not actually causing the occurrence of that horrific subject. But on the other hand, right, besides like the policing of edgy jokes or whatever, on the other hand, you have the GOP, which just like believes that it's cancellation to detest or call out like any like shitty behavior, or constantly using irony as a shield for genuine shitty views, which is what a lot of people do. And they completely miss the point of what an edgy joke is, and it's more so a very cowardly way of disguising genuine sentiment. I was just AFK for several hours. I was AFK for several hours. I stepped away from my PC. The left makes jokes, but the right is serious. What? Is this like meant to like, is this like mocking like my viewpoint or something? All right, here's the deal, folks. By the way, I've said before, I am attempting to limit the existence of chatters who merely want a response, a negative response from me because they find it funny. So here's what we're going to do. You have 3 streams, and yeah, I'm Destiny skinwalking. Dickers proposed this idea to me the other night, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, you have 3 streams to get it out. Things can continue like normal. After that deadline is set, if you've demonstrated yourself as somebody that comes in here to only merely elicit a reaction and not actually contribute anything meaningful to any dialogue that is occurring on the stream, you will not be 24-houred. You will be hidden on the channel, and the only possible way to ever be allowed back in is to send me a literal fucking essay in like a month later. It's like a minimum of a month. You have 3 streams. 3 streams. And then the tyrannical boot of AIDS Gang will come crashing down on you. Not only reacting, sorry, no, I'm not talking about you, Will. I'm talking about whoever just like put like sleeping emojis in chat. If you actually disagree with me or actually think there's something worth making fun of me over, like feel free. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if your only existence in the chat is to one guy and you don't ever contribute anything, then yeah, you're gonna get banned. Aiden is gonna go from sub 100 to sub 50. Wow, man, wow. Oh my god. I would go to sub 50 just to improve the quality of my chat. Aiden, don't you think this will fundamentally change the way your community operates, alienating the valuable chatters and bring a soy vibe into the community? Yes, I do. Wait. Yes, me attempting to change the way the community operates will probably change the way the community operates. I agree. Very intelligent observation. Truly great stuff, man. Great stuff. Together, the messages reveal a culture where racist, anti-Semitic, and violent rhetoric circulate freely, and where Trump-era loosening of political norms has made such talk feel less taboo among those positioning themselves as the party's next leaders. The more the political atmosphere is open... Oh, we already read this, dude. I gotta stop reading things I've already fucking read. Holy shit! Dude. They're like... They were making pro-rape jokes. I don't think it's a joke. I honestly, I don't think it's a joke. Looking at this guy. Holy fuck. What is this hairstyle called? The receding Hitler? We got that receding Hitler haircut. We got the very portly build. Okay, looks like he's eaten several children. The dynamic of easy racism and casual cruelty played out in often a dark, vivid fashion inside the chats, where campaign talk and party gossip blurred into streams of slurs and violent fantasies. The group chat members spoke freely about the pressure to counter Trump to avoid being called a rhino, the love of Nazis within their party's right wing, and the president's alleged work to suppress documents related to wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein's child sex crimes. Trump's too busy burning the Epstein files, Alex Dwyer, the chair of the Kansas Young Republicans, wrote in one instance. Dwyer and Katie declined to comment. Maligno and Hendricks did not return requests for comment. But some involved in the chat did respond publicly. Giunta claimed the release of the chat is part of a highly coordinated year-long character assassination led by Gavin Wax and the New York City Young Republican Club, an allusion to a once obscured interscene war that is now spilled into the open. These logs were sourced by way of extortion and provided to Politico by the very same people conspiring against me, he said. So surely if you're claiming this was used for like extortion, you're going to present evidence of that. Did they... like, was there, like, because then the extortion would, I assume, be through, wait, they were sourced by way of extortion. So is the claim that there were people that were being extorted to send these screenshots and logs? And if so, how? Surely you'll provide proof of that. What's most disheartening is that despite my unwavering support of President Trump since 2016, rogue members of his administration, including Gavin Wax, have participated in this conspiracy to ruin me publicly simply because I challenged them privately. Wax, a staffer in Trump's State Department, formerly led the New York Young Republican Club, a separate city-based group that is at odds with the state organization, the New York State Young Republicans. He declined to comment. Despite his allusions to infighting, Giunta still apologized. I'm so sorry to those offended by the insensitive and inexcusable language found within the more than 28,000 messages of a private group chat that I created during my campaign to lead the Young Republicans, he said. While I take complete responsibility, I have had no way of verifying their accuracy and am deeply concerned that the message logs in question may have been deceptively doctored. Okay, either they were doctored or they weren't, like, surely, like, because even if they were doctored, by you not being able to tell, it indicates these all are like things you would say. Slurs and violent fantasies have infected both. What are you talking? I can't. I hate centrists. I hate independents. 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 If you are a centrist or an independent, you suck. I need you to know that. I need you to know that if you're still doing this, like, both sides shit, you suck. You're a useless excuse for a fucking human being, okay? You can't, like, you're incapable of absorbing information and utilizing nuance in the interpretation of that information. You're an actual fucking idiot. But both sides. But both sides, guys. But both sides. But both sides. As the greatest attack on free speech in the of the century is occurring under the current administration. People are literally being deported for not liking Charlie Kirk. Just to be clear, they're saying people are being deported for who were legally here for celebrating his assassination. One of the people in question, a national from Paraguay, did not celebrate the assassination. He said Charlie Kirk by his own got killed. Or Charlie Kirk was like, it's fine that he died by his own logic, right? Showing that, like, the ideas he had stated, he was actually perfectly okay with the sacrificing his life, and then stating that he was a shitty person, which is an opinion about his beliefs, right? There was no justification of his death. There was no celebrating it, but just that in and of itself led to this person's deportation. We also have, I mean, the literal, like, I mean, the attempt to overthrow, the attempt to overthrow democratic election results, something that has been, like, integral to the maintenance of this country throughout its entire history. Okay, the president getting on TV, making, for the second or third time, by the way, he did this before during COVID, making medical prescriptions that even his own advisors are against, that will, if followed, lead to people dying. Okay, like, there is no both sides anymore. You're either a fucking idiot, you're like an actual, like, drooling fucking dumbass, or you're like some evil, like, tech CEO that is only supporting his own best interests, or you're just like a reasonable person that is like basic empathy. So COVID censorship was fine. What censorship in particular? Look at how mad the sides cuck gets when the centrists exist. Yes. Yes. Google? What censorship are you talking about? Are you talking about private platforms removing disproven information that, if followed, will lead to people, like, being harmed? Biden pressuring Facebook. Biden's pressuring of Facebook was over the, correct me if I'm wrong, was over the spread of blatantly false, incorrect, and, like, outright lies about, like, medical care that will and did save lives. That was done in the interest of public health, not to serve the and also, what was the pressuring you're talking about? How are they pressured besides Hunter Biden laptop? I honestly did. I'm sorry, what was wrong about that? What is wrong about asking, like, what is wrong about, like, asking, like, media organizations to not promote uh like, unsupported medical advice that will lead to, like, people being harmed? What's wrong about that? Anyways, at least one person in the Telegram chat, whenever you ascribe yourself to an ideology, it almost always means you have to adopt all of their beliefs. How many people who are COVID deniers respect trans rights? Yes. Yes, it's literally like I don't this is the one like big test for me if you're like totally mind raped as a righty. Do you believe in climate change? If they answer no, then you understand how sides-cucked they are because this is like the most basic concession. I don't think Trump doesn't believe in climate change. Trump just gets money from oil lobbyists, so it serves the interests of his lobbyists to deny its existence. Okay, but overwhelming evidence presented in its favor. You still have like Republicans, like this is what shows you they're in a cult and will just like assume any of his publicly stated beliefs. They can't even make a concession that like climate change is like a real harmful like occurrence that is happening due to man-made activity. You were a Fauci supporter? Not, am I being trolled right now? Am I being trolled? The vaccine worked, okay? The vaccine worked. The vaccine arguably prevented hundreds of thousands of excess deaths, okay? Masking and social distancing likely had some reduction on the spread of the virus, but its efficacy, even though it might not have been as extreme as immediately presented, the presented efficacy at the time was appropriate for the amount of medical information available to people as they were trying to deal with a rapidly developing pandemic. When will you go to Saudi Arabia? I have no interest in going. My only interest in going to Saudi Arabia would be to see Mecca, but I can't because I'm not a Muslim. Bartels did not have much to say in chat, but he didn't offer any pushback against the offensive rhetoric in it either. Miss Maidana, sorry, hold on. My bad. Who leaked the group chat? Another Republican, by the name of something Wax. I forget his who he is or what I think he was the leader of another section of the Young Republicans. Untrustable. Wait, why is the advice untrustable? That funded the lab. Yes, funding gain of function research is beneficial. Yes. What do you like? What exactly do you like think that like gain of function research is like intended to do? Yeah, it actually like makes total sense to fund that type of research. If it was a lab leak, which is still completely in dispute, that was due to the lab's own error. But the purposes and the tests being conducted at the lab were in the best interest of public health. Dispute? Jeez. Huh? No, it is still being disputed, just to be clear. Sometimes good decisions backfire. Well, okay, so for example, right, nuclear reactors are good. It is a good alternative to energy, okay? It is a good alternative to energy like fossil fuels, okay? The problem with nuclear reactors is, and we ought to fund nuclear energy. The problem is that if corners are cut and appropriate actions aren't taken, you can have reactor meltdowns, you can have disasters, right? Like what occurred at Chernobyl, which because the Soviet Union was cutting corners and shit, you had the meltdown in Chernobyl. But that doesn't then mean that the initial funding of nuclear energy was in error, and that disregarding nuclear energy in its entirety should be the conclusion you reach from that, right? Gain of function research is incredibly important. It allows us to adequately understand and predict how and where the next types of how, where, and how and where the next types of viruses will come from, and how they may affect and spread amongst the public, so appropriate actions can be taken in advance. Nuclear reactors have been so smeared. If we adopted them, yes, yes, yeah, because the fucking open-minded Euroids were like, oh my god, a reactor, Fukushima, melted down after being hit with a fucking tsunami. This is a big danger to us in Germany. Let's get rid of all our nuclear energy and let's become energy dependent on Russia. The same lab leaked SARS. Do you have any sources for this? I don't think SARS. What are you talking about? If you want to call in, feel free. Paul, you can insult me, Chronic, when those clips are coming out, buddy. There were so many great clips that you missed, man. So many. So many. Sorry, I am working, lol. A notarized affidavit signed by Bartels and obtained by Politico also sheds light on intra-party rivalry that led to the Restore Ear War Room Telegram chat to be made public. Bartels references Wax as well. He wrote that he did not give Politico the chat and that Wax demanded in a phone call that he provide the full chat log. When I attempted to resist that demand after providing some of the request information, Wax threatened my professional standing and raised the possibility of potential legal action related to an alleged breach of a non-disclosure agreement, Bartels claimed in an affidavit. My position within the New York Young Republican Club was directly threatened. Walker, who now leads the New York State Young Republicans, touched on a similar theme, saying that he believes portions of the chat may have been altered, taken out of context, or otherwise manipulated, and that the private exchanges were obtained and released in a way clearly intended to inflict harm. Okay, so in their defense, right, the first guy seemed unsure as to whether or not it was altered, indicating that he can actually totally see himself and others saying things like this. But yes, the only other source should not be this fucking Wax guy. Like, the full logs should be leaked and independently verified by an independent media organization. There is no excuse for the language and tone and messages attributed to me. The language is wrong and hurtful, and I sincerely apologize, Walker said. This has been a painful lesson about judgment and trust, and I'm committed to moving forward with greater care, respect, and accountability in everything I say and do. Mixed into formal conversations about whipping votes, social media strategy, and logistics, the members of the chat slung around an array of slurs, which Politico is republishing to show how they spoke. Epithets like the F slur, retarded, and the N-word appeared more than 251 times combined. In one instance, Walker, who at the time was a staffer for Ort, talked about how a mutual friend of some in the chat dated this very obese Indian woman for a period of time. Giunta responded that the woman was not Indian. She just didn't bathe often. Samuel Douglas, a state senator from northern Vermont and the head of the state's Young Republicans, replied to Giunta. In a separate conversation, Giunta shared that his flight to Charleston, South Carolina landed safely. Then he offered some advice for fellow Young Republicans. If your pilot is a she, and she looks 10 shades darker than someone from Sicily, just end it there. Scream the no-no word. Now, the problem is, it's like, oh, it's edgy joke. This is actual sentiment from the GOP, by the way. The entire, like, DEI, like, fucking scare or whatever was literally just an excuse to be racist. Okay, and Charlie Kirk played into this a lot. If your immediate assumption is to see that a work is to see when you see a black worker in like an occupation with like status associated with it, if your go-to assumption is that it was DEI that got them into that job, and DEI for you is synonymous with being unqualified, then you are operating under the assumption that if they are black, they are therefore unqualified, which is racist, just to be clear. In a statement, Ort called for members of the chat to resign. I was shocked and disgusted to learn about the racist, anti-Semitic, and misogynistic comments attributed to members of the New York State Young Republicans, Ort said. This behavior is indefensible and has no place in our party or anywhere in public life. Walker had been in line to manage Republican Peter Oberbacher's campaign for Congress in upstate New York, but a spokesperson for the campaign said Walker won't be brought on in light of the comments in the chat. They'll be back in as soon as this blows over. Just to be clear, like as soon as there's no public scrutiny over this, they'll be fine in the GOP. And it's also like very like funny to me that the guy that like took some moral issue with this and leaked it is like a member of the Young Republicans himself who supports Trump, acting like the comments that this guy has himself been caught making in private, and his like public actions are not fucking like leagues worse than anything in this chat. The private rhetoric isn't happening in a vacuum. It comes amid a widespread coarsening of the broader political discourse and as incendiary and racially offensive tropes from the right become increasingly common in public debate. Last month, Trump posted an artificial intelligence-generated video that showed House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero beside Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, whose fabricated remarks about trading free healthcare for immigrant votes, a false, long-running GOP trope. The sombrero meme has been widely used to mock Democrats as the government shutdown wears on. In his 2024 campaign, Trump spread false reports of Haitian migrants eating pets, and at one of his rallies, welcomed comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage, and joked about black people carving watermelons on Halloween. Yeah, I'm still, like, waiting for, I mean, in, like, a just world, like, a politician with, like, any sense of, like, decency or accountability would have, like, apologized for just reiterating blatantly false statements. Okay, to this day, a lot of the Republicans are just not willing to admit Trump lied. They're like, well, okay, so the Haitians weren't eating the pets, which is what Trump claimed, by the way. But we have this report that a town 50 miles from Springfield, some mentally ill black woman ate like a cat or some shit. Therefore, what Trump said wasn't a lie. Like, what? No, that's not the... He said that in Springfield, Haitian immigrants were eating people's pets. Pets, plural. Okay, one example does not substantiate the assertion that it was a repeated occurrence, okay? And said example is not of a Haitian migrant, was not occurring in Springfield. Only an activist left-wing reporter would desperately try to tie President Trump into a story about a random group chat he has no affiliation with, while failing to mention the dangerous smears coming from Democrat politicians who have fantasized about murdering their opponent and called Republicans Nazis. And what is wrong? So nobody can explain what's wrong with this comparison, by the way. Nobody is substantiating what's wrong with... The Democrats are using violent rhetoric by calling us Nazis and fascists. No, that's not violent at all. Okay, that's political hyperbole, drawing parallels between some of your behaviors and the behaviors of right-wing extremist groups. And those parallels can and should be drawn. Name one young Democrat maniac. I never said that, first of all. Second of all, if you're gonna say John Wayne Gacy because he was a Democrat, like that's somehow indicative poorly of the Democrat Party. Ted Bundy was a Republican that worked for a Republican governor's campaign, spied on the Democratic opponent, was at the Republican National Convention in Miami. And also, you're the so-called centrist. You're very obviously not a centrist. Scroll up, I just typed that. Yeah, that's what I'm... No, I just came up with that thought randomly. I'm not addressing what you wrote. In the Restore Ear War Room chat, Gianta tells his fellow Republicans that he spoke with the White House about an endorsement from Trump for his bid to become chairman of the National Federation. Trump and the Republican National Committee ultimately decided to stay neutral in the race. A White House official said that it has no affiliation with Restore YR, and that hundreds of groups asked the White House for its endorsement. Gianta was the most prominent voice in the chat, spreading racist messages, often encouraged or liked by other members. Holy fuck! When Luke Mossyman, the chair of the Arizona Young Republicans, asked if the New Yorkers in the chat were watching an NBA playoff game, Gianta responded, "I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball." Gianta elsewhere refers to black people as the watermelon people. Hendricks made a similar remark in July. Bro is at a chicken restaurant ordering his food. Would he like some watermelon and Kool-Aid with that? Hendricks was a communications assistant for Kansas Republican Attorney General Chris Kobach until Thursday. He also said in the chat that despite political differences, he is drawn... Okay, that's awesome. That's not awesome. First of all, that's incredibly unfunny. You will laugh at anything if the butt of the joke is black people bad because you have absolutely zero cognition, okay? You use your hindbrain like a fucking lizard. Even if your position is, I just like edgy jokes, there's nothing funny about this. It's just the same copy-paste fucking joke about black people that's been used for like decades. I'm not saying you can't make jokes about black people. You can make jokes about any people, right? And those jokes can be funny. But this is just like, the punchline is just like, oh, stereotype. By people who are involved in politics, and also, you know that this is actually how they feel. He also said in the chat that despite political differences, he's drawn to Missouri's Young Republican organization because Missouri doesn't like F-slurs. William Hendricks during a portrait shoot in Topeka, Kansas. Okay, the fucking... Dude. What are we doing here, man? Why would you ever do a full body portrait shot when you fucking look like this? And by the way, you'll actually have Democrats being like, I get he's bad, but we don't need to go for comments about his weight. No, we do. Bring back fat jokes, okay? Bring back fat jokes. We don't need to bring them back. Normal people use them. But if the actual, like, fat-ass fucking Republican is such, like, a fat, disgusting, like, piece of lard fucking land whale that it's hard to not notice when looking at him, I actually feel an obligation to comment on it. There is no justifiable reason you should be this fucking fat. Politico reached out to Denidre Herbert, a spokesperson for the Attorney General who also serves as the Kansas GOP chair, and shared with her excerpts of the chat involving Hendricks in response. Herbert's... sorry, what is going on here? Why am I missing punctuation? Who also serves as the Kansas GOP chair, and shared with her excerpts of the chat involving Hendricks. In response, Herbert said that we are aware of the issues raised in your article and that Hendricks is no longer employed in Kobach's office. Yeah, I had some back and forth with the VC in Michigan. Current chair is a deer in headlights. We have a call Wednesday. Many agree. He did say, my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. Great, I love Hitler. Okay, okay. This is like more of a, he's like poking fun at the guy's quote. I don't really see a huge issue with this in and of itself, right? It's like I feel like the punchline is the person they're talking to said he will vote for the most right-wing person. You type like this. I'm not. First of all, if I make it like a off-color joke, it will be like contextually appropriate, and the punchline won't merely be, you know, constant. Oh, said group of people bad. I don't think there's any problem with this one in particular. You're like, oh, he said he loves Hitler. No, he's poking fun. He might feel this way based on the group chat he's in, but on its own, this isn't necessarily indicative of anything because the quote that they're referencing says they will vote for the most right-wing person. In another it'll be contextually appropriate nerd emoji. You literally will just laugh at any joke where the punchline is a thing that's offensive. Few minority groups spared. Giunta, who serves as the chief of staff to New York State Assembly member Mike Riley, ultimately fell 6 points short of winning the chairship lead to the Young Republican National Federation earlier this year, despite earning endorsements from Stefanik and longtime Trump advisor Roger Stone. Riley did not respond to requests for comment. Earlier this year, Stefanik accepted an award from the New York State Young Republicans. She lauded Giunta for his tremendous leadership in August and had her campaign and the political PAC she leads donate to that state organization. Alex DeGrassi, a senior advisor for Stefanik, said the Congresswoman was absolutely appalled to learn about the alleged comments. Oh, she's so shocked. See, this is the thing. The reason these comments aren't like so shocking to me is because we can look at like we can look at policy. We can look at like the sentiment that these people have publicly been stating. It is just veiled racism. They're just like saying stuff like this, but with a shield attached. And it's like, I don't like if this is the thing that's shocking you about the Republicans, like you need to wake up. Like I mean, imagine what Trump says in private. $2 from Willie M. 327. Thank you for the back and forth. Love you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. According to the description provided by Politico, the comments were heinous, anti-Semitic, racist, and unacceptable. He continued, noting Stefanik has never employed anyone in the chat. If the description by Politico is accurate, Congresswoman Stefanik calls for any NY Young Republicans responsible for these horrific comments in the chat to step down immediately. Stone also condemned the comments in a statement. I, of course, have never seen this alleged chat room thread, he said. If it is authentic, I would, of course, denounce any such comments in the strongest possible terms. This would surprise me as it is inconsistent with the Peter that I know, although I only know him in his capacity as the head of the New York Young Republicans, where I thought he did a good job. Few minority groups are spared from the Young Republicans group chat. Their rhetoric, normalized at most points as dark humor, mirrors some popular conservative political commentators, podcasters, comedians amid a national erosion of what's considered acceptable discourse. Giunta's line on a darker-skinned pilot, for example, echoes one used by slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk last year when he said, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Right? Because Kirk was arguing, the context of that is he was arguing that people who are not qualified are getting in as a result of, getting into like positions like being an airline pilot without qualifications, which, by the way, there's no evidence for that. Yeah, you still, just because like your application might be like more heavily considered due to your like marginalized status or socioeconomic background doesn't mean you still don't need the same qualifications as other pilots. $2 from Antwisted. Because you're based about nuclear power. I love fucking nuclear power, and it pisses me. The denuclearization shit pisses me off so fucking hard. It's unreal, dude. It's unreal. Giunta's... Okay, anyways. Walker also uses the moniker Eye Patch McCain, originally coined by conservative commentator Tucker Carlson, an apparent reference to GOP Representative Dan Crenshaw. Crenshaw lost his eye while serving as a Navy SEAL in Afghanistan. Walker also makes the remark, "I prefer my war heroes not captured," a repeat of a similar 2015 line from Trump. Yeah, this is why it's like the Republicans being like, "This is appalling," is like so fucking absurd to me. It's clearly to save face. They don't give a fuck about any of this. Art Gibson, a professor at the University of Dayton who specializes in white racial extremism, surmised the young Republicans in the chat were influenced by Trump's language, which he said is often hyperbolic and emotionally charged. Trump's persistent use of hostile, often inflammatory language that normalizes aggressive discourse in conservative circles can be incredibly influential on young. We didn't need an expert to tell us that them fucking echoing an exact quotation that was popularly used by Trump was influenced by Trump. They don't need to tell us that. We know. Gibson reviewed multiple excerpts of the Young Republicans chat provided by Politico. One was a late July message where Mossman, the chair of the Arizona Young Republicans, mused about how the group could win support for their preferred candidate by linking an opponent to white supremacist groups. But Mossman then realized the plan could backfire. Kansas Young Republicans could end up becoming attracted to that opponent. Can we get them to start releasing Nazi edits with her, like pro-Nazi and fascism propaganda, he asked the group. OMG, I love this plan. Rachel Hope, the Arizona Young Republicans event chair, responded. The only problem is we will lose the Kansas delegation, Mosselman said. Hope and the two Kansas Young Republicans in the chat reacted with a laughing face to the message. Hope did not respond to requests for comment. Mosselman declined to comment. Gibson said the Young Republicans' conversations reminded him of online discussions between members of neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups. You say it once or twice, it's a joke, but you say it 251 times, it's no longer... Yeah, I think that's fair. I think at some point, like, based on, like, when you're assessing edgy jokes, obviously you need to bring into account context and quantity. And if majority of somebody's humor revolves around denigrating one group of people or a certain subset of people, at some point you need to be willing to accept that this could be just like a like cowardly way of hiding genuine sentiment. The more we repeat certain ideas, the more real they become to us. Weeks later, someone in the chat staying in a hotel asked its members to guess what room we are in. 1488, Dwyer responds. White supremacy. Okay, we understand 1488. In another conversation in February, Giunta talks approvingly about the Orange County Teenage Republican Organization in New York, which appears to be part of the network of the National Teenage Republicans, and how he was pleased with its younger members' ideological bent. They support slavery and all that shit. Mega-based, he said. The term based is in internet culture is used to express approval with an idea, often one that's bold or controversial. In a statement, Orange County GOP chair Courtney Canfield Green said the party was disappointed to learn its teen group was mentioned in the chat. Our teen volunteers have no affiliation with NYSYRs or the YRNF, she said. This behavior is... Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. This behavior has no place with our group. Half your group chat, half the people in your organization that are Gen Z are saying this exact same shit in private. I don't know what you're like. They're acting like so shocked. Honestly, I think pretending like this is shocking is like running subtle defense for Republicans. The Republican Party, yeah, of course they are. I was shocked and disgusted. Okay, we already read that. Members of the Telegram chat speak about their personal lives. Extensive discussions about their everyday lives include one exchange about how devotedly Catholic some chat members are and how they often attend church. Many of the slurs, epithets, and violent language used in the chat... Okay, what was the relevance of that? And violent language used in the chat often appear to be intended as jokes. Mossman was derided by members of the chat as... Yeah, those words. Stay in the closet, F slur. Walker of New York also jested in July, though he is the group's main target for the same epithet. The group used slurs against Asians, too. My people built the train tracks with the Chinese, Walker said at one point. Okay, that's not even that bad, to be honest. Like, some of these are not bad. Some of these are, like, not horrible, but the broader context, like, it's just reiterating what we already believed. Let his people go, Maligno responds. Keep the sea slurs, though. In another instance, Mossman tells the group chat that the Spanish came to America and had sex with every single woman. Sex is gay, Dwyer writes. Sex? It was rape. Epic. See, this is like, I can't. These are like actual exchanges happening. It's like, it feels almost staged with how like fucking like I have a hard I actually don't have a hard time believing this is real, but it's just like so fucking absurd, dude. There's more explicit malice in some phrases too, especially when they turn their ire on opponents outside the chat, such as the leader of rival Grow IR slate, Hayden Paget, who defeated Gienta and was reelected chairman of the Young Republican National Federation this summer. So you mean Hayden F. Slur wrote the resolution himself? Gienta asked the group about the National Young Republicans chair in late May. Rape Hayden, Mosselman declared the following month. Okay, dude. Okay, I think we get the gist here. All right, we get the gist. Anyways, I guess some people had a whole lot to say about this. Based Gavin Newsom, who we love. Okay, we love Gavin. We love Gavin, folks. Disgusting. The official Republican Party youth group was just caught idolizing Nazis and praising Hitler. This filth has no place in America. Every Republican official in America must immediately and unequivocally condemn this extremist group. To be fair, the one "I love Hitler" comment I think was contextually fine. But just like understanding who these people are, you know, then begin to understand like a lot of their sentiment is not like joking. Who is this? Who is Jay Jones? Okay. Really? Are you gonna condemn this? Are you gonna condemn some like random like fucking nobody? The other thing too is, right, a lot of people, and it's actually a very effective propaganda tactic. Okay, I see like neo-Nazis actually do this one a lot, where they will make an account with the most stereotypically Jewish name possible, like Shlomo Goldstein, and then comment, "God, I saw a white guy getting beat up today, and I was so proud to see minorities taking back control," or something. And it's like, you go to the actual account and you see it's obviously fake. It's obviously a troll account. But nobody actually does. People will just believe it without doing like a second or third step. But like, first of all, I'm sure that some of these are probably real, but at the same time, I highly implore people when they see these like compilations of screenshots to go and look in to the actual accounts themselves to see if they're real or not. But also, yeah, this is literally cherry picking. Your team called us Nazis for wanting sex. Okay, that's not why people are calling you Nazis. You ran away from me when I asked you about detransitioners. You passed a law to let schools secretly transition kids. Interesting. Okay. So the Young Republicans make a statement. We're appalled by the vile, and listen, guys, I'm okay with doing some of the greatest attacks on free speech seen in the century. I'm okay with the president like giving like potential like life-ending advice to the public. I'm okay with sending people without a trial to a foreign concentration camp. I'm okay with all that, but I draw the line at these comments, guys. Those involved, okay, we are appalled by the vile and inexcusable language revealed in the Politico article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. Those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism. Nice PR statement, little bro. Okay, we got links some more shit. We'll wrap this segment up here. Indiana Young Republicans, Indianapolis, Indiana. Indiana Federation of Young Republicans announces the racist, anti-Semitic, and hateful comments made by individuals associated with Restore YR that were published in a Politico article today. These remarks do not reflect the values or mission of our organization. We unequivocally denounce them. We are calling for the resignation of all those involved to ensure transparency, responsibility, and adhere to our shared standards of dignity and respect. The first Young Republican Club was established in 1856 in support of the newly formed Republican Party and the abolitionist movement. You guys do not get to take credit for that party. I'm sorry. It's like actually absurd when they're like, our party was pro-abolitionist. It's like, can you go and like read those parties' policies back then and like compare it to the sentiments of both of the parties today? You think it's not possible other people denounce... No, it is possible they denounce this, but I don't think they care as much as their statements would lead you to believe. I think this is just a PR move, obviously, but I also think that the actual policies implemented by the Trump administration are leagues more abhorrent than any joke made in that group chat, right? And these organizations' support for said president is far more damning than the actual jokes themselves, which is why the statement itself, making a statement, we denounce this, we don't like this or whatever, is like just funny to me. Who texted this? I'm glad we, dude. I can't. I honestly. True, at the Democrat cabal meeting, we're all sat there like, yes, we did it, guys. We did it. We all pulled that trigger. Yep. Okay. Obviously, contextually, though, when I call it a PR move, I mean that the actual sentiment was merely to save face, and not because they actually care or disavow the comments made in said group chat. Not every statements should be taken in the context in which they're said. Unless you don't have episodic memory. I think taking statements in isolation is just indicative of a very unintelligent person that probably has a very simple mind, i.e. you. Anyways, let's get back into some cooking tent, okay? So on my last stream, I did, and we're gonna make this a regular segment because I had fun doing it, and you guys seemed to like it. We reviewed viewers cooking. So if you cook this week, we're making a designated channel in my Discord server where you can send the results of what you cooked, and I will review it on stream. Also, I'm about to read Donna's. I will review it on stream. So make sure to link shit in there. We're making this a regular segment. What gets me is Republicans like Matt Walsh refusing to denounce it and trying to play nice with the Groypers because they don't care. They simply do not care. Yo, we're over a quarter of the way to Streamly Goal. You guys rock. Let me back in your Discord. I just don't think, you know, it's nothing personal, but you were like asking people how you could get someone doxxed in the server, which is like optically terrible for me. And I think a lot of people in the server kind of just like poke fun at you without you realizing it, and I don't really like that. I don't like that they do that to you, and I don't think it's a good thing to be happening, and I just don't think my server is a great place for you. It's nothing personal. It's nothing against you. I think you're fine in my YouTube chats, but yeah, for obvious reasons. Anyways. No, I wasn't. Were you not asking? Is there anybody who knows how to dox here? Is there anybody who knows how to dox? Which one of my detractors later took a screenshot of you saying that to use it against me to paint it as though I was running a doxing community? Were you not asking for people to help you dox someone? Aiden, I was partially being a contrarian. You're fun to talk to. Thanks. Why do I have an alarm going? Why is, what? Snooze. Hold on. I got an assignment graded. One sec. I'm just checking my assignment real quick. Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. I did not get an F. I did not get an F. Anyways, so for those of you that don't know, we covered this story of Caden Spite actually, I think a month ago at this point, and essentially, and I will give some Republicans some props here. It's the bare minimum for holding, even though I actually disagree. I think their intentions were actually good here, but I still disagree with them. Essentially, Caden Spite was a 17-year-old in Florida, and he had texted his mom that he had been shot by was being shot at or shot by 4 Hispanic men in a car. He then went missing. This caused a outroar. People were using this to talk about illegals, more of Biden's finest, etc. So it came as a shock when Caden was found alive and well and had actually staged the entire incident. Caden is 17, and some of the Republicans are saying he deserves the same punishment as Jussie Smollett. I appreciate you, and at least sometimes, holding your side to the same standards you've held the other side to. However, I actually surprisingly disagree here. I want to know why he ran away, why he went through the efforts of staging this. Okay? Do I think he needed to specify that they were Hispanic? No, that's probably rooted in some kind of negative racial sentiment, or he believed that it was what his Republican parents would believe, right? But if this was a case of a 17-year-old facing abuse at home that wanted to run away and not have anyone look for him, he did it in arguably the most stupid manner possible. But I would then be viewing him as more of a victim than a perpetrator of anything. Now, apparently, charges were actually filed against him. Aiden, I would love to see you debate Laura Loomer. I'd debate Laura Loomer. She doesn't debate, though, does she? See, the only conservative I would ever be like, afraid of debating, not afraid wouldn't be the right word, that I would not be confident in debating and actually winning is Andrew Wilson, to some extent. I'd have to look more into his stuff, but I remember the one time we spoke, albeit I was much less informed back then. He did, like, just, he was like much better rhetorically than I was. And I think that he's probably the best debater on the right, but other than him, I'd be confident. I'd still debate him if he wanted to debate me, but I'd be confident in debating basically any major figure on the right. Thank you so much, Patrick, for the 2. Oh, wait, I already read that. Thanks. I wouldn't be scared. Sorry, scared is the wrong word. Not confident would be a better term to use here. Okay, so this Caden Spite story has an update. By the way, mods, did we make the food channel? Okay, if one of the mods wants to be my best friend ever, I will personally thank whatever mod does this on stream and make a food channel that everyone has image perms in. Right now, you will be a godsend, sir. A godsend. Let me know when you do it. Uneducated Aiden versus educated Aiden we have today would be my... I'm still, like, not... I know, like, a little bit about a lot. Like, that's, like, my thing. Like, I'm not, like, there's a few things, actually, I think I'd like to think I know a lot about. But I'm not, like, I still have a lot to fucking learn. I'm still not, like, totally confident in debating certain political subjects. Anything to do with economics, I would be fucking destroyed. Anything to do with... economics, specifically. Economics, someone would just, say, completely destroy me in an argument about that.
A 17-year-old boy who's accused of faking his own abduction has just been arrested. Good evening. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Hannah McKenzie. Thanks for joining us.
Hold on.
At 6, the teen
Just been arrested. Good evening. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Hannah McKenzie. Thanks for joining us at 6. The teen at the center of all this triggered not 1 but 2 Amber Alerts last month. So the 17-year-old is now in custody, and deputies say his online search history was really what poked holes into his story. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live in Marion County tonight. So Manny, deputies say he asked ChatGPT how to get some of his own blood without hurting himself.
Why did this kid want to go through the effort, like, before I, like, get, like, complete, like, this kid needs to be charged, whatever, his life's already going to be ruined, but my question is, why did this kid go through all this effort? And ironically enough, if he was just trying to run away, he did it in the worst way possible, because I think 17-year-old runaways that, like, there's clear indication they ran away and didn't disappear under suspicious circumstances. Although the police will still look for them, it won't be, like, I guess, as high priority. And the thing is, he ran away in a manner that created, like, a nationwide search for him. So if his objective was to run away, he's an idiot.
Yeah, Hannah, the other search deputies say was looking up Mexican cartels to beef up his own story. So here is some of what he is charged with. Now, we are not naming him nor showing his face because he's a minor, but he faces presenting false evidence, shooting into a conveyance, making a false report of a crime, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Deputies say the teen lied to his family when he reported he was kidnapped by 4 Hispanic men last month. Deputies say the teen staged the crime scene. They say he shot once into the truck he was driving and sprayed his own blood on the door that he had drawn in advance. Law enforcement found the teen after an exhaustive search miles away in Williston, that's north of Marion County. They say he had with him a bike that he'd bought at a
He had shot himself in the leg? Did they say that?
Walmart. Also had with him a tent. Deputies found him.
There's nothing in his history, based on what I've read, that indicates he's insane. Like, there is something more to this story that we're not understanding. If he is having some sudden... Also, what he did does not indicate insanity. It indicates planning, meticulous planning. It wasn't some sudden decision, right? He was planning. He was trying to figure out how he could do it and make it believable, etc., etc. He knew what he was doing, right? The question is, why did he do it?
shot in the leg. They say he did that himself.
Oh, he did shoot him in the. He did shoot himself in the leg
just before he was found, and now he has a broken femur. Deputies say they're still working on a motive for all of this.
As far as
yeah, I want to know the motive before I make any harsh conclusions about this. I don't even know if I'm like gonna argue for him facing charges, if depending on the motive. Like, yeah, I think this behavior should be discouraged. But if he has no criminal history and this was being done to like run away from some genuinely like shitty circumstances, I think that he should be like sentenced to like community service and shit. I think that this is wrong, obviously. But if it's the case of like he was being abused or something, then I would look at him much more like a victim.
the plan goes, I don't know. Don't know what. And I'd say for parents out there and folks, when these things happen, they want to point fingers and try to determine it for themselves. What's the cause? Because we're all looking for the why. But again, I said before, we couldn't find anything in his life, whether that's at home, school, or work, or otherwise, that showed that there was a reason for him trying to do this.
Also, if it was a case of attention seeking, there would be, I feel like there would be more in his history about like chronic, compulsive attention seeking behavior, right?
And deputies say they haven't yet gotten the chance to interview.
To be fair, he's only 17. But like school infractions,
him. Deputies say they're still adding up just how much the investigation cost so far. They're at $14,000. They say it'll likely be higher than that because of the overtime pay that they have yet to finalize. And deputies say the gun belonged to the boy's dad. They say charges for his parents at this point are not likely. Coming up tonight at 10, why deputies say they waited to make this arrest. They say they could have done it sooner. We're live in Marion County tonight. Manny Martinez, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, what the fuck? Also, the thing, too, is, right, his name is already out there. Like, I think the public does have, like, a right to know certain things.
This story just in, Coco.
Like, people are going to be surprised. I'm not going to be being harsher on this kid. But it's just the lengths he went to make me suspicious of there being something more to this story. Another thing, too, is I don't know how I feel about about publicizing certain crimes perpetrated by minors. If it's cases like murder, extreme assault, etc., and they're being like charged as adults, or the media can argue to a court that it's in like the best interest of the public. Sure, but I think like a standard should be like holding off on like the publication of like the criminal or of crimes perpetrated by minors that are of a certain level of severity. I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Maybe interview coming soon? Interview coming soon? But anyways, Bobby B potentially linked us some incredible content, which we're going to go into. We're going to talk about what very well might be the worst cook on YouTube. Before we do that, I have to go take a piss. So give me 2 seconds here. You're going to want to be here for this. It's going to be a wild fucking ride.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like this coke up my ass crack. Move black girls, cause man, fuck it, I'll do either. I love pussy, I love bitches, dude, I should be running Peter in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me, my green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. This Asian dude, I stole his girl and now he got that Koji beef. My dick is like an accent mark, it's all about the over-ease. Hot like a parked car. I sound weird like nigga with a hard R. Fly like the logo on my cousin's 440. Eating Oreos like these white girls that blow me. Vodka for my ladies, whiskey for a grown man. Hanging in the islands looking for Earl like Toe Jam. I made the beat retarded, so I'm calling it a slow jam. Butcher and I know it, man. Kill beef, go ham. These rappers are Gambino is a call girl. Fuck you, pay me. Brand new whip for these niggas like slavery. Told me I was awful and that shit did not faze me. Tell me how I suck again, my memory is hazy. You're my favorite rapper now, yeah, dude, I better be. Or you can fucking kiss my ass, human centipede. You wanna see my girl? I ain't that.
Folks, we're back. Before we do this, though, I want to do a quick Bad Chef retrospective, which I think I've done on stream before, but this was before a lot of your people's time. Back in the day, Colossal's Crazy, who almost certainly swept for Pyro, used to be a inspirational YouTuber for me. I liked his editing and shit, and like the structure of his videos or whatever. But back in the day, Colossal's Crazy covered a chef called Jack Scalfani. Okay, Cooking with Jack. And it was a very good video he made that for some reason he took down. Why? I have no idea. I liked the video a lot. But we're going to check out that old video because I think that it was lost to time and it's very fucking good.
Yeah.
So you're calling me a liar?
I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying
how I define it.
I believe you're here for the wrong reason.
That's calling me a liar. However you cook it, it's still beef.
Meet Jack Scalfani, a YouTuber with over 200,000 subscribers. He spends most of his time cooking somewhat questionable food, but also reviews cooking utensils, vlogs about his daily life, and of course, sits in a fucking restaurant somewhere eating burgers.
Dude, that's my favorite kind of content. Why are we dissing it?
I've never really understood just why so many people tune in to watch a video about a fat guy eating burgers in his car, sweating grease, occasionally making pig noises, and basically acting like a disgusting slob.
I actually read that, like, watching people eat, for some people it's like ASMR type stuff. It's like relaxing for them. But I've also like read some people who are just like chronically lonely watch this type of stuff, especially when they're eating, so they don't feel like they're alone, which is a really sad, honestly, a very sad reason to watch. But
it's your main man Dan Drops back again, and I'm out of here one time.
That is complete gibberish.
I understood that. It's your main man, Dame Drops here, and I'm out of here one time.
Despite his size, and it is considerable, Jack is not a particularly good cook.
Also, I've been told, apparently, since this video, Jack has had like 3 strokes.
If you've ever seen Hell's Kitchen, he's the contestant that gets screamed at for fucking up the lamb sauce, called a fat donkey or some shit, and goes out crying in the first round.
Bro. Why the fuck would you leave this in your cooking videos? Actually, you know what? I think the premise of a cooking channel by somebody who cannot fucking cook and they suck actually could be entertaining, especially if they're like getting other people to come over and taste their shit ass food and we can see the fucking reactions. That could be funny. There's appeal to that. The problem with someone like Jack is there's like not the self-awareness there.
Wow, that was good.
His signature dishes include raw chicken.
Didn't cook well, right?
How do you, like, dude, how, even someone who does not know how to cook, how do you fuck up a chicken that bad,
Yeah,
dude?
so I'm not going to eat that.
Maggot-infested beef.
Oh, nice and pink.
And his
rare, dude.
Last bowel movement.
We're going to take a look at that right now. Look at that. Oh. So, you serve this. This is your level 1 romantic dinner. She's going to love you. If you
I'm also sure, like, that the fucking... Dude, I'm also sure that, like, the fucking, lighting certainly doesn't help here either. I never understood people who like salad like this, bro. I don't get it. I have a bias against raw vegetables, but, like, dude, why do you want to eat like a fucking rabbit? All right, give me some sauteed broccoli, some sauteed fucking green beans, some fucking peas, some fucking... Dude, there's so many great ways, delicious ways to have your vegetables. I don't know why people force themselves to suffer like this. This is disgusting too, by the way.
ain't smooching before the night's over, there's something wrong.
Oh yes, it's very special. A jacket potato, broccoli, salad, straight out of a bag.
Looking at the meat actually makes me kind of nauseous for some reason.
Something that might be cheesecake, and some kind of chicken that looks more like a bloody tampon. Yes, a romantic dinner indeed. I bet his wife loves him dearly.
My wife beat me and threw ashtrays at me and plates and pushed me through a shower door.
A while back, Jack went on some TV show on CNBC, and it is so weird. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, it is literally some redneck version of Dragon's Den. It is the most fucking bizarre thing
For Americans who are not from this, like, irrelevant-ass country, aka the United Kingdom, Dragon's Den is the UK equivalent of Shark Tank.
Ever seen. You've got Fat Jack, who's asking for money to start, like, a barbecue sauce company. He's sitting on a fucking milk jar in a fucking yeehaw bar. What? And he is pitching this idea to a fucking truck driver and a rodeo clown.
Based show concept? I would actually watch this show. I would watch this show 150%. Dude, we need like a version of Shark Tank where you're pitching your idea to homeless crackheads. Can we get that? Has anyone come up with a show like that?
What the fuck?
And they'll agree to give you like half of their next meth score if they like your idea.
Fuck!
You just come on down here to get on a TV show?
Really?
Because I know
you do not need a mix of raw and cooked vegetables. You could just eat cooked vegetables.
your love is
That's
that
not
YouTube.
why.
And being on this show could probably help your YouTube.
Probably helping the YouTube. Yeah, years of brother-sister fucking have led to this point. Like, this is the pinnacle of human civilization.
People ask us for this kind of money, I'm gonna get to the bottom of the person. If that upsets you,
No.
sorry.
I'm upset because you don't know me. And
You don't know me.
Banter! This is fucking
Nice gay ring? What is gay about my ring? Okay, I'm engaged. I'm allowed to wear my ring. What do you mean nice gay? What is a gay ring? You know what? Just because you said that, I'm getting another one. My whole fingers are gonna be decked with fucking rings.
next level roasting. You don't know me. Well, you don't know me. Oh, please, just give me some money. I'm so fat and worthless.
I mean it.
Narrators, yeah, some of this shit is just not as funny in hindsight. You have to remember, though, this was 2016. This was funny in 2016. We're, like, analyzing this from the 2020... This is almost a decade ago, which is crazy to say, just to be clear. I cannot believe that 2016 was almost a fucking decade ago.
I work hard.
Why is he taking out a random
Everybody
cigar?
who I've been around since I've been here.
It's not even lit.
It matters
Is this the guy that swept for Pyro? Yes.
more that the people you had at that barbecue were taken care of and loved on more than me making the meat and winning the contest. I don't need to win no contest.
Dude, when I was a kid, I made a video that was very clearly inspired by Colossal. And I asked him what he thinks. And I'm like, I think I said, sorry, not trying to copy you or whatever. His response was, hey man, it's very clear you are trying to copy me, but no worries. I think the video it could potentially be good. And I was like, dude, I was like sitting there. I was like, bro, you could have just lied to me. You could have just lied to me. I never uploaded the video, by the way. I was like 12 or 13. You could have just fucking lied.
Yes, the people are more important. I am like the only YouTuber that answers every email. I don't want to be rich.
Who the fuck is this guy? Are you serious? Father Death back from prospecting in the fucking gold mine. What, he's got a nugget to offer?
Now, average now recording viewer.
What the is going on? I mean, it's getting weird on us.
You guys don't know me.
I know.
I am real.
I know.
Your love is people. Follow your dreams, man. I mean, you're a people person.
I didn't lie.
Jack, I didn't mean to offend you, and I apologize.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
We'll be right.
Dude, I love the meta as well in 2016 of just like taking a clip and then replaying it slowed down for some reason.
Back right after this message.
Hey, how you doing? Jack Scalfani here for Cedra Sauna. That's right, say it with me, Cedra Sauna. I got plenty of room in my Cedra Sauna. See this little...
Dude, I need a sauna. Dude, I'm still so resentful. I got lucky for once in my life and got upgraded in Malta to a 5-star hotel room in an adjacent hotel owned by the same company. It's like some sort of promotional. I had the nicest fucking room ever, dude. Parry was there the first night. It had a sauna. It had a fucking pool inside. It was like, dude, what did I do to fucking, like, deserve this, man? They had fucking Cabernet, complimentary fucking Cabernet, and the hotel burns down.
Bad boy, this controls the mood lighting in my Cedra Sauna. You gotta check it out. Go to cedrasauna.com and I'll be waiting for you. Cedra Sauna, it rocks.
And now, back to the Cooking with Jack show. Now it's time to pour in your sugar, and it should thin it out a little bit. Here we go.
Holy fucking shit! Dude. Huh? So it's half of the bowl is sugar.
Right in there.
Very recently, he uploaded a video where he literally bragged about choking out his teenage son and nearly killing him, pandering to 2 middle-aged women and some Simon Cowell-like character trying to reason.
It's literally Paula Deen. We add some butter and like adds like the whole fucking like tub of lard, and then we add our vegetable, and it's like she adds like the most microscopic like speck of leaf onto her like donut burger. It's like
that because his son...
And then Paula Deen, to the shock of no one, comes out and announces she has diabetes.
Smoked some little weeds and got a little bit of a rebellious streak in him that it's okay to beat the fuck into him.
So we got him into building computers, and I took him to a shop in Huntington Beach every 3 times a week. He was interning there. They were teaching him how to put it all together, and that was where he learned how to smoke pot. It escalated, and he started cursing at Tammy and May and having rage issues. And there were 2 times, once he put his hand on me, and it wasn't like he pushed me, but it was...
This is my chatters describing me after I started vaping.
In an aggressive way. And I took him down to the ground. I threw him down to the ground.
So a minor put his hand, didn't push, didn't hit, put his hand on a fully grown man, and a big man at that.
Wait.
On the ground. But it was his hand on me, having rage issues, and there were 2 times, once he put his hand on me, and it wasn't like he pushed me, but it was in an aggressive way. And I took him down to the ground. I threw him down to the ground.
So a minor...
Wait, dude, this story is even more insane than the last time I remember it, because the behavior he describes is not okay in any context. But I thought the kid was like shoving his mom, and he's like he's like what, late teenager or whatever. And if your late teenage son is like actually like putting his hands on a fucking woman, that's one of the probably, I don't believe in corporal punishment for children, but that's one, if he's like a late teenager, that's one of the rare cases where if you went and fucking smacked him in the face, I would not call that shit abusive, okay? If he's putting his hands on his mom and shit, but he put his hand on the dad, and this was his response.
Put his hand, didn't push, and
And then the second time, he put his hands on Tammy, pushed her up against the door, and...
Yeah, so so I did remember it correctly. Like, if you went and just smacked your fucking late teenage son in the face over that, I'd be like, okay, I don't really give much of a fuck. Like, he fucked around, he found out. I wouldn't consider that, like, abuse. But, like, someone's gonna be like, Aiden supports child abuse. No, obviously not. I don't believe in corporal punishment. But this was his response, which is just insane.
I took him to the ground, and I was gonna kill him. I was choking him out.
So the second time this happens, the kid pushes his mother up against a door. Okay, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but choking him out to the point where he thought he was going to kill him might be a little bit of an overreaction.
I was choking him and screaming in his ears, "You don't ever touch a woman. You don't ever touch a woman," at the top of my voice.
And he's saying this to, like, virtue signal, by the way.
Can kind of...
Hold on. Fuck, dude. This would actually be better without Colossal commentating.
"You don't ever touch a woman. You don't ever touch a woman," at the top of my voice. I was choking him so hard, his nose started to bleed.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know when to stop.
Like, that's insane. That's like a fucking insane, like fucking, like, the fact that you think, first of all, the fact that you would do something like that, and secondly, that you would think that would be something to like brag about. If you have your grip around his neck that hard that his nose is starting to fucking bleed, like, you are like genuinely like psychotic.
Proud of making his son's nose bleed from choking him. This guy is fucked. And the women at the table know it. Like, they don't want to be rude, or worse yet, make him angry, but they're just thinking, like, this guy is mental. We need to get the fuck out of here. I don't know what Simon Cowell is doing, by the way. Like, he's got no emotion whatsoever. He's probably hiding an erection under the table, sick fuck.
I was choking him so hard, his nose started to bleed.
Jack actually ended up taking down the video and has been flagging anyone who re-uploaded it, which he might try and get away with this one. We will see.
Yeah, but that's a summary of, I thought he was the worst cook on YouTube, but apparently, according to Bobby B, there's worse. So, I've been told about this channel called Kay's Cooking, okay? I want to start cooking more. I gotta get better at it, okay? All, like, the pizza and Chinese food and ramen and chicken nuggets I've been eating is starting to have serious effects on my health. I want to start cooking healthier meals, okay? So let's watch Kay's Cooking to figure out.
Hi people, and today I'm back cooking again. And today I'm gonna have a
Is she Scottish or Northern English?
try at making meatballs. Lee, back in. And I just want to also tell you about this. Now I know it's an eyesore, but the thing is, as you will know, as most of you will know, and I don't know how you know, well you do, you know for Lee. But we have had the house rewired. This was originally a light, and for some unknown reason it was taken out and the light was put outside. So people writing saying that my kitchen's a mess. It's not. It's
She seems sweet. Whoa.
just because it's that. So
Northern English. Oh, so like Yorkshire, Lancashire.
meatballs.
They don't look like.
Sorry,
Sheffield.
I'm childish.
They don't look like.
They are meatballs, Lee. They will be when they are cooked.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is just getting some mincemeat. I don't know if you can say.
Why would you not grind the meat for the meatballs? Or it's, sorry, this is ground, sorry, that's not what I meant. This is already ground, what, I'm assuming this is ground beef she's using, but like, why are you like keeping it like that? Why are you, I don't understand.
Lee walked off and left the camera. But all I'm doing is I'm getting some mincemeat, rolling it.
I was getting a drink.
Rolling it in my hand.
Listen, I've never made meatballs before. Actually, I think I had, no, I think I used pre-made, I don't fucking remember.
And
but why would you keep it?
Shut up, Lee.
You're supposed to, yeah, you're supposed to break it up.
Until I walked off, I was getting a drink.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay, chicken.
So what I'm doing is rolling it in my hand. I don't know if you can see me what I'm doing, but and then I'm dipping it in egg. I've got, by the way, I've got some eggs and I've beaten them up. Really had a go and beat them up.
Dude, she Ryle Kittenhouse the eggs?
I'll beat you up in a minute, Lee. And all I'm doing is I'm just getting a load of mincemeat.
These are not balls. These are not meatballs.
Say it like that.
These are not. This would actually be a great Halloween dish, like fake brains.
Well, you know, I mean, a bit.
Hyper.
Because we get a bit tired. That's what it is. And most people, when they get tired, they get.
Also, where's the seasoning? Where's the, like, you're supposed to grind it up with like seasoning and like garlic and like it's just the straight up meat dipped in egg.
Oh my god, my balls fell apart.
There's like zero processing.
Get a bit childish, you mean?
No, I'm just like that all the time. Right, oh my word. I'm just gonna. Oh, before you do any of this, what I'm doing, you need.
Please tell me, by the way, she takes a break to like wash her hands in between when she's handling the cooked. Okay, so there's a break there. Because I'm hearing she is the worst cook on YouTube. If she's handling all that raw meat and then goes and like handles like the cooked the cooked meat with her hands, I was gonna fucking lose my shit.
You need to wash your mincemeat. Sorry, I was just.
I'm not like a huge fan of meatballs. I mean, I've had some very good ones, but they're not my go-to when I'm eating. When I'm eating pasta, I've had like Swedish meatballs and shit too. I mean, I like some Italian meatballs. Not my ideal go-to choice, but oh, listen, folks, I gotta turn you on to this shit. There's a restaurant in New York City, called Vincent's. Okay. By far, I don't know how the jarred version of the sauce they sell commercially is. I don't know how some of the best fucking tomato sauce you can find anywhere in New York. Like, it's that good. Okay? I'm pretty sure now they just sell the sauce online. Buy the mild sauce, and if it tastes anything like it tastes like at the restaurant, that shit is so fucking fire, dude. Buy the mild sauce. It's the best fucking tomato sauce. Like, and you know it's the real deal, because I'm pretty sure like 3 times I've been there, there've been cast members from The Sopranos there. It's fucking good shit, bro.
Looking for paper underneath it.
Yo, thank you $2 from Buckley. Please watch King Cobra make fries. It's 2 minutes.
As you can hear it, squall.
I'll consider it, although I don't know. I know he died recently, so I don't know if I want to make fun of him.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. That's another meatball, and I'm going to put one ball on.
Okay, so we get the balls made, but it's like, honestly, to call them balls is absurd.
Just to tell ya, there might not be some cooking for a couple of days.
Is the smoke alarm going off?
Okay then. And the reason being is that my cooker top is cracked. I don't know what.
How do you fuck it? We've got the smoke alarm going off in the back. The cooker whatever the fuck that means, is somehow now cracked. You didn't even do any prep. You just like took fucking minced meat, put it in egg, and put it in the oven. How do you fuck it? Like, how does everything go to shit this quickly?
And I just wiped it down one day, and I just noticed it.
This is the blackest white person ever. What are you talking about? She doesn't use any fucking seasoning.
Right. So I'm going to phone up about it tomorrow, see what they can do. If they can mend it, they mend it. If they can't, they take it away, and hopefully...
This is the whitest white person ever in terms of, like, cooking.
They'll give me a new cooker to sort it out, because like I said before, I'm into it.
Oh my god. What the fuck is that, dude? What sauce is that in? I mean, she didn't only make this and never consider, like, hey, before they go in the oven, why do the balls not look like balls? But she decided to video this and upload it.
Which is something I didn't want to happen. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, nearly ended up with that ball on floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain some of this juice off.
Wait, that's just the egg and meat juice? It's not even in any... Dude, this looks disgusting.
Put them back in the oven for another 10 minutes. But first I'm going to turn them over. Oh, this is going to be fun, trying to turn them over.
What the fuck? What is that? How do you fuck meatballs up this badly?
As you can see, they've not stayed in the shape I made them.
Alright, I want to see the end results here, okay? Taste test. Oh my god!
Quite nice. And I've got my best taste tester to try it. Would you please try this, what I have got on the fork?
Dude, and I feel bad. She seems like such a sweet lady, but oh my, do not fucking cook.
It's just come out.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be hard.
This is why I'm like very picky with food. This is why I don't like eating like other people's cooking, because I just would not have the heart to say to a woman like this that the food you just made is shit. I wouldn't have the heart to say it to her, because she seems very sweet.
Though, isn't it? Just take it bit by bit and tell me what you think, please. They've been in long enough and they should be done now. Yes? No?
No, I'm joking.
Max. I'm going to rip your head off. Well, yes, they're done. Speak to me, yes or no.
Right.
They're done. Right.
Oh my god. Alright, this is her trying to make a Big Mac.
Hi people, and I'm back today cooking again, and I am going to have a go.
Unironically though, I can see the entertainment value in this.
Making
just like watching a horrible chef cook.
A big
it makes you feel better about your own cooking.
Mac. Now I am putting some lard in a pan.
So, I've never cooked with lard before, but it's quite a bit of lard.
I know some of you say it's not healthy.
Can we please stop watching this? If you don't like it, we don't have anything else to cover. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Suggest something better?
But I'm the one eating it. And I'm going to make a Big Mac. Hopefully.
By the way, Zach King, check DMs.
It's not going to be that big. Well, I've got my heat on halfway. And because Big Macs are big, I'm going to put a big...
Oh no, dude, she doesn't even... What? She just takes the meat straight out of the fucking packaging and puts it... What are we doing here, man?
Lump of
mincemeat.
Yeah, reduced fat mincemeat.
And yeah, like a fucking burger will cook in its own juices. Why do you need that much fucking lard?
I've also been asked to do a
That's not butter, that's lard.
slaw, which, after looking, researching everything, is more or less the same. So, as you can
Wait till the fucking pan heats up and then throw the burger on it.
see, well, I don't know if you can, the lard is starting to melt. And I know these aren't round, like your Big Macs, but they have machines.
Also, Zach and Pyrite Swirl, you guys are arguing. I'm intrigued. If you both want to call in and litigate your argument in front of me, please let me know. I love hosting other people arguing.
Now I'm going to put the bread cakes.
Oh no! Does she even toast the...
As you can see, it's not looking much like a Big Mac at the moment, so I'm going to butter the bread cakes. I will be...
Is that margarine?
Putting cheese on one.
Oh, cheese.
But not the other.
Why are you... What? Why are you... What? Why not use like a slice of cheese and melt it on? What is going on, dude? What the this is like a kitchen war crime that we're witnessing. Oh my god, dude.
Because as my previous viewers know, my son can't have cheese. Right, now it's to turn it over time. That's one turn it over.
There's no way she's gonna evenly cook that, by the way, because she put it on before the pan was even hot. Like, at most, she's gonna get, like, a sear on the outside. I bet you the inside is, like, gonna be undercooked as fuck.
And that's the second turning over. Now, as you can see, they're starting to cook. Is that the word? Obviously, as they get a bit further on.
Looks like Aiden's hair. Fuck you, buddy. That actually does kind of... Wait, wait, I can't even be mad. You're kind of right.
Because they're big meat. Because they're big.
Especially this one. This one, you're actually right. I can't be mad at you for that.
I shall probably cut them probably in half or slice them in half just to get the other half done. Lee, I'm going to smack you very hard. Now I'm going to halve them, what I call halve them.
I'm dead air. I'm just like, I'm in like disbelief. I'm in disbelief. I just like, I've seen bad cooking before, but like this has to be on purpose. It's like you're doing everything wrong. Bun's not toasted. You're using, nevertheless, I get on people for not melting the cheese slice. You're not even using a fucking cheese slice. You're using cheese spread. The beef, there's no seasoning, okay? You're throwing it onto a pan before the pan's even hot and letting it melt with a fucking block of lard in the pan. Everything is wrong here. She has not done one thing right. And if you want, get like a sesame bun. If you want to make a Big Mac, get a sesame bun. By the way, if you're like a fucking snob like I am, brioche buns all the way, bro. They're fire as fuck. Yeah, they aren't she just, seems to be like a trend. Like, she just thinks that, like, you should put the meat on as is.
That just failed.
See, no, I've not.
It has.
As you can see, it's still thinking.
Oh my god! What is... It's falling apart. This is what happens. And when I was a kid, when I tried to make skillet burgers, this was my mistake, right? What you have to do is, when you're... First of all, she's not even, like, would ground be the right word? She's not even grinding the meat in, like, a bowl. But what you would do in that process is, even if you're grinding it up and then forming it into patties, it's still going to fall apart because you don't have a binder, right? So you grind it up, you add your spices, your garlic, and then you put an egg in there, which helps it keep its form. So no wonder this is falling apart.
So,
oh my...
get up on my little oopa-doopa.
Dude, what is going on?
Same with that.
Yeah, it is too thick. It is absolutely too thick. I watched Gordon Ramsay cooking once, and he actually, what he does, if he's making a burger on a skillet, is he'll actually, after he gets the sear on, he'll like actually, and I thought this was like weird at first, but he actually throws that shit in the oven for a few minutes too. When he's like finally done searing it and has like the bun ready and everything, he throws the bun, the cheese, everything, the patty into the oven for a little bit.
And I should put them back together for the bread cakes time. So now they're going to cook, hopefully.
There's something about like the potato buns that you buy in the grocery store, by the way, that looks like so unappetizing. Sesame bun or brioche, okay? I know I'm a fucking I'm a snob, but that's just the way to go. Stand by it.
Now I'm going to put two back together. Oh!
You just burn herself.
Stop sticking through.
Also, you know, she clearly prepared to make 2 burgers. It was 2 patties on there. 2, like, sets of buns. And now we've ended up with, like, 4 mutilated slabs of unseasoned ground meat. That's a Big Mac.
Salad.
That's a Big Mac, by the way.
This is a Big Mac, so come on, Mr. Taste Tester.
Oh, anytime.
Dude, the cameraman.
Look, mine.
Is that her son?
No, it's gone.
Dude, this is such an awkward position to be in as the son. I feel for this guy. But once again, she seems nice. She seems sweet. I would never want to tell someone like this to her face that her cooking sucks.
Beef burgers.
No, mincemeat.
Mincemeat.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mincemeat.
Don't you? You told me before I make the thing.
He's like smiling. He's like, do I actually have to fucking eat this?
No.
Yeah, because it's a Big Mac.
Dude.
It's actually nice.
It's actually nice. Nobody buys it, okay?
Do I get a thumbs up?
Bye. Ow, nothing.
So there you have it.
Dude, the fucking stand up to cancer shirt while eating a burger that's more lard than beef. The irony here, it's incredible. If this is like I saw this like guy on Instagram Reels that was apparently recording from within a mental hospital, but apparently it was some like film student project. If this is like one of those like what would be the word for it, an ARG or something? If this is like like a film student project, like let's put someone into the cooking community that can't cook, the cooking community. I'm doing it. You people have me so fucking mind fucked that I'm saying the cooking community. The community, dude. Everything has to be a fucking community. The painting community. The breathing community.
Right, now I am just doing I'm not doing a taste test, obviously.
Oh, no.
As you can see, I've got some more in. But my Big Mac.
And then when she does use a cheese, it's like a fucking uneven slice that she's not even melting.
Or Ruskla, as sometimes I call. I've got cheese on.
Oh my god, how do you fuck up a burger this badly?
There's people who know before, my son can't have cheese. That's why he only got a burger.
Would there not be a day where you were ever, like, more happy to be fucking lactose intolerant? Holy shit.
I don't know how long the burgers take. Just give them a few minutes and flip them over. Dog or not.
Great stuff. Apparently this is her most viewed video, though. Let's check this out. Spaghetti bolognese, which is apparently a big hit in the United Kingdom.
And I'm back cooking again. And today I'm going to be doing a different form.
Oh, what happened? She looks sad.
Spaghetti bolognese. Right, as you can see, I've got a few things that I'm going to do. Like I said, it's a different one. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to beat some eggs up. Get a bit mixed up. I need a bit. And I've got some spaghetti sticks.
The ground
here. Or spaghetti, whatever you want to call them. Right, I'm going to put this egg...
okay.
In the...
Wait. Okay, we're actually off to a better start this time.
Mincemeat.
We're actually processing the meat.
And I'm going to mix the mincemeat around.
With seasoning? Seasoning? Garlic? Yo, $2 from Belinda. She doesn't cook anything wrong. It all has love. True. Yo, we're nearly halfway to Streamly Gold. Thank you guys so much. If you want to support the streams, as always, you could donate through Super Chats, Streamlabs, link down in the description. You could also like the stream to support the channel. We actually managed to crack 100 viewers today. In the viewership Great Depression. Kalora Vetla with the 5. You'd think her son is just being nice, but he's British, so he's probably being honest here. What does that mean?
Until all the eggs connected. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got, I don't know if you can see in this dish, I've got some spaghetti sticks, or spaghetti, whatever you want to call it.
I hate spaghetti.
Oh, God, I could have told it now. I wonder I had a thumb left. And what I'm going to do is, I don't even know how to do this. I've seen it on video, but I don't even know how to do it.
Is she putting the spaghetti in the oven? No. So we got no seasoning. Okay, there's some progress here. At least she's adding an egg this time. Is she gonna put the fucking spaghetti into the fucking oven?
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get another 3 in. And then I'm going to show you the rest of it. Right, as you can see, this is exactly how it is. I don't think I'm supposed to have put the egg in the mincemeat, but I only got to see it when it was like this. So what I'm going to do is...
Yeah, I don't even know if an egg would be appropriate in this context, because you'd be making more of like a meat sauce. Right?
Pour some...
Why not make this... Or, hold on. Spaghetti bolognese. Yeah, you'd be making a sauce, right? So you actually don't even need the meat to hold form. So why, actually, I don't even know if you would need an egg in this context, but why are you not making a sauce, like, separately? What, is that ketchup?
Tomato on, as he did it.
Oh my god, a carton tomato sauce?
I don't want to use it all, because I need...
That's not tomato sauce. That's like, it's pureed tomato. What the fuck? How do you do I'm sorry, she's nice, but like, how do you do everything this fucking wrong? Dude. There's no way that this isn't on purpose.
Save some. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Because then when they come out, then I've got to put the onion in. And that's how I was shown. And now, as you can see, I've peeled and...
Where did she find the recipe? On like a website for cooking while blind.
Top and tail the onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them.
Why not add your onions into a sauce? Make a sauce with the meat, tomato... Make a sauce and then just boil the spaghetti.
Very thinly. Well, not too thin, you need to taste them.
That's thin?
I know what you're gonna all say.
Did you ever seen Goodfellas, where it's like Vinny would chop the garlic so thin that it would liquefy in the pan? Dude, that's how she's described. It's very thin. It's like the thickest like hunks of onion I've ever fucking seen.
I'm gonna say, now why is she using that knife when she's got a sharp one? Well, I've just nearly took my hand off by trying to get through the onion. So, well, that's the onion, part of the onion sliced. And when the oven's had 20 minutes, or should I say, the spaghetti sticks, or whatever you call them, has had 20 minutes, I'm going to sprinkle the onion on. Going to sprinkle the onion on, and I'm going to...
You're not sprinkling. How do you sprinkle that? You're going to be throwing it out like fucking Benjamins at a stripper. Like, there's no way you're sprinkling that. Those are thick fucking hunks of onion.
To show you what I'm doing. Right, well, you probably can't see, but...
Sprinkling, by the way.
This is how it's said to do it. Sprinkle them all over. We did that go there.
See, I hate onion, but if it's like very like chopped up and in like a tomato sauce, like I don't mind it or whatever. This is my... Wait, the spaghetti's already cooked. Huh? What? What? Dude, what is going on here? I didn't even know. How do you do this? Belinda with the 2. I've seen someone cutting a whole peach with scissors. Her?
I know the tops look a bit burnt, but you did see me putting the juice on. So that's the onion. I need to be spread out a bit more. Oh, right, thank you. I didn't know that were there. Bits of running. Right, and then it says, oh, I can't open this. Then it said, that's big. It said any spices of your choice. So I'm doing, shit, that's a lot. That's a lot of bloody parsley. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And then it said, put the rest of the stuff over the onions, whichever.
She's reading this from a recipe online. Who online gave out this recipe?
You want me to say? I need a tin of tomatoes for this, Lee. Yes, I'm going to open a tin of tomatoes as well because it needs to be all covered. Right, so yes, I've got tomatoes. It needs to go all over. That's it.
It's dead air because I don't know what to say. I honestly don't. What? What? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? What? This is on purpose, dude. This is on purpose.
The different spag ball. And Lee's coming to do the taste test.
It's gonna crunch.
Right, so let's see what it tastes like.
Dude, the crunch! The crunch, dude, the crunch!
Yeah, well.
But that's fine.
Probably, yeah. Why don't you try to be that in bit then?
What bit?
That bit on that side. No, other side.
That
That's
bit.
it, yeah.
Working out. With a bit. Alright.
That's see a lot softer, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a little bit hard, but yeah. That's not that bad then. It's happy, medium.
I think it should be crunchy. Is it crunchy? Good.
It should be crunchy. Dude, this is cope. Total cope. Alright, what else is there to talk about, before I fall on my face? Because I'm a bit tired here. I know, only 2 hours today, I know. But I honestly am, have just been progressively getting more tired as the streams continued. I did pull an all-nighter, but I am sleepy. 2-minute stream? Hey, something is better than nothing, right? Get some rest? I won't. I won't get rest. It's you sound like my mom. You sound like my mom. My, like, eyeballs are popping out. I'm, like, bleeding and throwing up blood. It's the vape. The vape did it. I, like, fall on my arm and it, like, breaks in half. The bone is sticking out. The vape! You look grim. We have to look at you. You know, you could lie. You could lie. You could lie sometimes. You could fucking lie. No sleep can give you dementia, Alzheimer, and other disease. Yeah, when you're, like, much older. Listen, if I make it to 50, I'm good. I'm here for a fun time, not a long one. But anyways, thoughts, comments, concerns? Continued bad sleep can give you Alzheimer's at 45? Dude, we're cooked. Wait, where am I? Who are you people? What's going on? Oh, I missed your dono? Sorry, hold on. Where? Where did what dono did I miss? One of my coworkers said you can't tell a joke anymore because I read that one. That was your last donation. I read that one. What did I miss? You don't seem like you're having a lot of fun, to be honest. Well, because I'm fucking tired. But listen, man. Do you have plans for Halloween? No. No, I don't have plans for Halloween. I'll probably just be doing the same shit I do every day. I'll be sitting here streaming. Halloween stream? I guess we could do a Halloween stream. Probably. You know, I don't know what I'd talk about, but I'll be alone this year for Halloween. Alone gang? Alone gang for life? AG4L? Yeah, I kind of just stream through every holiday. I streamed on Thanksgiving, I streamed on Christmas, I streamed on New Year's, I streamed on... What else am I going to be streaming for, man? Cover Shredder's situation? I'll have to cover that next stream. Rate chat's Halloween. That actually might be a good idea. He's dressing up as a dictator with Dumpy. Thank you so much for the 2, Belinda. Do you have a sad life? No, I think my life's alright. I think my life's pretty good. It's an easy one. Cover the Roblox drama I sent in inbox? Let's take a look. Do I have one more segment in me? Is it quick? How far do I have to scroll up? Oh, that shit? That seems like it would just be for a rainy day segment. What is this?
Running today with the GTX 1050.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate the... What is this?
Page stream and representing Hard Doryu a Woo Asshole DR1.
Doryu!
What the fuck?
Anything for you?
Kevin's locked in. Has Kevin said anything?
Bro, furry diaper fetishes on main now? Are we for real?
Kevin is so fucking locked in, he hasn't spoken a word in 50 minutes.
What?
I heard Kevin.
You now. Are you getting a wild abandoned skin? I saw that they were doing like a creator thing, and I didn't do it or anything because I haven't played much, but I was thinking that's like right up your alley. I'm wondering if there...
We need to end the goon tent, okay? There's like VTuber goon tent catered to the most disturbing and disgusting, wretched freaks of society. Okay, this goes for all the VTubers that try to make themselves sound like literal children. You know, as much as I detest Trump, the Republicans, etc., if there was one good fucking thing to come out of this administration, it would be their, like, trad cath ideals. Banning this!
There will be a Doryu skin in the future.
Quick, everyone misbehave again.
No! You guys misbehave constantly. There's nothing new that would happen.
How many viewers do we have, by the way? 1.9k viewers.
Instantly. There's nothing new that would happen.
I can get it in a second. I'm not gonna judge. Okay, I'm gonna judge. Actually, I think
Dude, where does XQC find these clippers, man? Where does I need like a Twitter account clipping me. Like these like same copy paste Twitter accounts clip XQC. Then we'd be going to the fucking moon. Okay? Chronic's like, I'm too busy. Oh, you're not talking about the subject I like. Okay? There's so many good moments that could be clipped, that could be posted, captioned, streamer at Aiden Underground discovered. Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? Mark it for me for free. Follow, okay, whoever made this, based, follow my orders unquestionably, okay? Total loyalty. This kind of looks like Aiden. Oh. Okay, good one. All 90, we don't have to be 91 people if someone's clipping that shit. He's not right. He's not right. Okay. The resemblance is uncanny. Fuck. Clip what? There's so much to clip. Clip everything. Clip everything. When I'm laughing at the fucking Young Turks, IDF, big breast comments, perfect clip. Okay, when I'm reacting to a bad cooking segment, great clips. I mean, there's so much to clip. 5 from Will. Play Nikki or a needy streamer overload needy streamer overload K by. I don't know what that means. You need to be funnier for clips, Aiden. Then why do you watch me? Why do you watch me? Okay, I'm not funny enough for clip. XQC, for like the people that think you need to be like funny or talented to get clipped, 5.3 thousand. It's not even about him. It's about what he's watching, but it still promotes him in the process. Okay, there's nothing funny about what any of these major accounts getting clipped have to say. It's like, chat, what do we think about this? Dude, this is like literally. You don't need to be funny to get clipped. You don't need to be cool to get clipped. You don't need to be talented to get clipped. You don't need to be covering the best segments to get clipped. You just need a dedicated audience. You just need a dedicated audience. And I hope that someday, my audience is this dedicated. 5 from Godspeed. I'll start clipping when you get memberships. Dumpy, why do you hate me so much? I don't hate you. What? I don't hate you. Why do you think I hate you? What happened? Because Chronic will only clip if you're talking about something he's interested in. Aiden Backstab will fly to Paris in Bulgaria, but won't travel for 1 day for your day one pal in Florida. Because you literally told me 3 days in advance. Also, I don't know if I could say what the event is, but it would be pretty awkward for me to show up. Go to Disneyland with Dumpy? Dumpy won't go to California. I've asked him. He's like, no, I'm not going to California. It's too expensive. But I have the money to go to Florida. Fuck you. Go to Syria? Potentially. I said before, I'm looking right now at doing Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. Those are the next on my list. Okay, and I'm probably gonna stream from those places. Yo, Dumpy, you gonna go to Chile with me? If you do clip for me, okay, send me your clips in the stream clip section of my Discord, and you, sir, will have my forever devoted loyalty, respect, love, admiration. Go to Colombia? Yeah, dude. Let's go to Dubai. I have no interest in going to Dubai. I clip for you, you don't understand how to clip. Your clips are like, I'm like, yeah, well, let's like make it appealing to like a normie audience. Ali Khan captions be like, Weepy Heeb talks about the Tommy C covering Queeman, talking about random fat chatter drama. Your mic just shit itself? Sorry. 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 I'm sorry. 5 from Godspeed. Let's go to Peru and eat guinea pig. I have no interest in eating rodents. Aiden's new chat policy. Best friends only know. Yeah, actually. Because I thought I looked like the cool, lax guy that could roll with the punches, man. Like, if I just let everyone in chat. But you know what? Instead I look like a rug. I look like a fucking curly hair, big nose fucking rug that you could just walk all over. Okay? So it's time I demonstrate some self-respect. Okay? And instead of making myself the butt of the joke and fostering a community that merely exists to laugh at me and laugh at my angered reactions to their low IQ comments, instead, I would rather filter and tailor my audience to the ones that contribute. $2 from Belinda. Sheba shaking his body left to right. Thank you for the Sheba, Belinda. Thank you for the Sheba. For too many years, I was the one being laughed at. And now, I want to be the one that laughs. Okay? I am, of the former people in commentary, the best. Okay? Call it narcissistic, call it egotistical, but I look around. And I think to myself, God, I am so much better than all of these fucking people. And it is time, I don't ask for, I take forcefully the respect I deserve. He's doing his villain. Is that your cope? Is that your cope to convince yourself everything's fine? Everything's fine. I'm not angry. So you can feel comfortable that your comfort streamer is all comfortable in his little comfortable chair. I'm not comfortable. Okay. I'm not comfortable. I'm not fine. Okay. I'm not fine. I'm not good. Okay. I need a chat that becomes one with myself. Okay. How do you feel that Chud decided to raid Dickers instead of you? I'm not Parry. I'm not expecting raids from anyone. Okay? I don't need the raids. I don't expect the raids. I don't want the raids. Okay? I don't need fucking handouts. I don't need handouts. This is how your channel dies. If it dies, so be it, but at least I'll die with a little bit of fucking dignity instead of being the guy that has to beg for the long cock of the commentary cabal to come up my ass and get raids, okay? At least I die with some dignity, with some fucking respect. You were literally No, I'm not begging. Okay, that's where you're wrong, sir. That's where you're wrong. I'm not begging. I'm telling. Okay, I'm telling you. Your consent is not required. Your consent. I don't need your consent. I'm telling you to clip for me. I'm not begging you to do it. No one's clipping that. I don't expect you to clip that, because that wouldn't be something that's good to clip. And anyone who knows about clipping would understand that. You'd clip something that would be universally appealing to a normie audience. This is very community shit that I'm talking about right now, it wouldn't be worth clipping. And I'm not clip farming. I've seen an inbox. This is Kino content. What's an inbox? There's... Oh my god. I cannot look through this fucking monstrosity of an account. Aiden, you agreeing that Dickers has no spine? I think publicly he can be a bit spineless. To maintain his associations. My associations. See, this is why there's an aspect of Parry's character that's kind of endearing to me. The efforts this guy goes to do things in spite of the fact he'll lose all connections as a result of it is honestly admirable. Not caring about your associations and your stupid little fucking community is very liberating, in a sense, okay? And I've unfortunately only had to learn this in the last few months. But the problem with Parry is, Parry does care about the associations. He's just also creating a situation where they're being broken by chance. What the fuck is this? Only pee pants can see... Why is this on Twitch? Why is this on Twitch? What the fuck is going on, bro? Why are you... Because this came up in the last segment. It just got linked to me. It's all pointless, man. It's all we got fucking diaper fetish streamers and fucking... what is happening, bro? It's all so tiresome. It's all so tiresome, you know? The streaming world is a mess. It's a mess right now. It's a mess. There's nothing good anymore. Who is there to watch? Who? Tell me. Who do you watch? Aiden, what's the point anymore? The stream has 1.5k viewers. I honestly, I ask myself that question when I wake up every day. All the big, yeah, and they care about their little associations. My associations. The big streamers suck. Okay, the big streamers suck. Pee pants are okay, but slurs too far. True. Yodeling goldfish. Is this really what I'm watching here now? I think there's only one way to save my dying channel at this point. There really is only one way. There's only one way. We have to take an option I never really wanted to take. But unfortunately, it is the only option at this point. It is the only option. So guys, today we're going to be talking about Ethan owning Hassan. Okay, let's get into this.
Where you going, man? Where you going?
Great song choice.
Welcome everybody to the H3 show. We are back for another action-packed week. It's Monday, October 13th, which is it's spooky season. You know, we're getting closer and closer to Halloween.
Halloween, we all love that, right? Good bringing that up, Ethan. Tamara's birthday.
Yeah, but speaking of spooky, it's also tomorrow's birthday today.
Ooh.
Wow.
Let's go! Tamara's birthday!
Tamara, happy birthday. Would you like to say something? We're all very happy that you're here. We're all very proud of you.
We are,
we're
very happy.
You've turned another number.
Oh, yep. Tamara's birthday segment. Let's go. Sorry, Ethan. I'm sorry for skipping Ethan. I'm sorry.
And without all the context.
God, I just hate politics. I just hate talking about who gives a fuck about politics? I don't care about politics. Now let's cover the Ethan Klein drama.
Of this insanity that's been. Thank you so much. So we've got the and 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were released.
What is a Palestine? Are there 2,000 terrorists?
So we did this massive exchange. There's a ceasefire in place, and Trump is there yucking it up.
Trump is loving
He's
it.
getting laughed, you know. But I really hope, just pray that this is going to hold.
Listen, we made it this far. I'm really glad that all of our hard work has paid off, and that our combating Frogan these last few months has led to this. I'd like to thank the commentary community personally, but most importantly, I'd like to thank Ethan. Ethan, thank you. Thank you, Ethan Klein. Thank you. Thank you.
And that Gaza's
What's my opinion on Idubbbz and Anissa? Mr. Joma, who learned empathy at 35? How do you just learn empathy? That's not something you can just learn. Empathy? Learned empathy at 30? Yo, thank you so much, Will, for the 20. Finally good content. Thank you, man. And thank you, Ethan, once again for giving us the content.
able to rebuild peacefully into like a sustained
skulls
peace and mutual interest in fucking having a peaceful future, you know?
True, peace. I don't like covering politics, but peace is what matters. And Hassan has contributed to the destabilization of the Middle East and therefore hinders the achievement of peace in that region. This is a good thing to highlight, Ethan. And let's see Hassan's dick suckers and sweepers try to defend him on this.
Yeah. And I do want to acknowledge just the unbelievable toll, the loss that the people in Gaza have suffered. Literally tens of thousands. Perfect dog trainer who, with perfect obedience, like he's really into that image for himself. And I think he's just really taking it so seriously with this
Thank you for the 5, Bobby B.
dog, you know?
But also, it's like, what kind of standard are you setting for your dog to live? I don't understand. Like, she needs to be in that exact spot for hours.
True. Keep the dog safe. Keep the dog safe. A dog deserves a good life, eating good food, like cheddar cheese, okay? I personally just give my dog a bowl of cheddar cheese at the end of every night, after putting on his prong collar, okay? Just like Ethan taught me. And honestly, like, Ethan has really changed my life and my dog's life in much better in ways you couldn't even imagine. Okay, thank you, Ethan Klein.
If she likes to get up and roam and then go back to her place, why keep her on camera the whole time? Just don't put her on camera.
But why is that?
I don't know why people say that I'm like Ethan's like commentator. I don't know why people say this. I don't need Ethan. Okay, I don't need Ethan. Okay, I don't need Ethan for my streams to do well. I haven't even spoken to the guy. I haven't even spoken to him before. The fucking Queeman spicy chatters. The Queeman spicy chatters. They say all I do is cover Ethan. All I do is cover Ethan. Well, I cover Bo Black sometimes too. I cover Bo Black sometimes.
Problem if she goes and comes back when she wants. I don't understand that. You're home.
Well, let's say, well, okay, yeah. I mean, there might be, if some dogs might have behavioral issues where they go and they chew on shit, or maybe they'll pee on stuff, you know. But I don't.
He's had her for a while now.
Yeah, but I don't
I feel like if he's this strict, he should have a dog sitter while he works. Like if
True. So true. Everything is right. Everything right here. Everything right here. Everything right here. Everything right here. But if we draw parallels to Hassan's treatment of his dog, what we understand is Hassan, the way he treats his dog is kind of like the time that Two Skulls and CPS was called on Ethan Klein's home. Okay, we see parallels to this in the recent Israeli peace deal. Okay, you see the release of hostages, and if you think about it, okay, Ethan Klein was an emotional hostage of Hassan. When Hassan was sending skulls to his house and calling CPS on his family. Thank you for the $2, Belinda. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you for the bees. Thank you for the bees, Belinda. Dude. We can be bees. We can be bees, guys. We can be bees. Am I right? Am I buzz? $2 from Will. Give us the gay song. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Buzz. Oh, this guy's so performative. Why do people say that I ban everyone from my fucking chat, okay? Why do people say this? I don't know why people say that I fucking hide people from my chat, okay? I don't know why people are saying this. How dare you assume that I hid somebody from my chat?
So you can dip onion in the hummus.
So good.
I'm being snarked, okay? I'm being snarked right now. Snarked. Lawsuit.
It's crunchy, flavorful, luxurious, silky.
Let's go. Sabra hummus. My favorite.
At the situation of my internet being cut out, and I just had a fucking shitty moment.
Okay, I'm done, man. I'm done. Is this what I have to do, people? Is this what I have to do? Is this what I have to subject myself to? Check stream. Oh, it's an Ali Khan clip. Sure, it's gonna have a great caption. Okay, thank you. I'm not even gonna give attention to that. I literally, not that! That's not what I'm talking about, obviously. But I did a clip. You know what, sir? That's how I'll repay you for your fucking clip. You got more donuts this segment? True. Maybe this is what we have to start doing. Anyways, that's probably going to be a stream, guys. It's probably going to wrap it up for now. If you have anything you want, I'll go live tomorrow. If there's anything worth covering, if you have something you want me to cover, link it in the inbox tomorrow. I'm going to get off stream and I'm going to cry. So, what is this? Anyways, yeah, there's just nothing happening. Who will I rage you into? Oh, yeah. I'm sending you to my good buddy. Wait, before we go. I need to give an announcement. Dickers, wait, I need to say this before we go, okay? Dickers has a chat called Glizzy Chat, a pathetic attempt at copying my icy chat, but I don't like punching down, so I'm not going to be too harsh on him for it. But Dickers Chat has like one schizo that talks in there, and I just wanted to read the chat for laughs, for shits and giggles, okay? This Glizzy chat, okay? And Dickers gives me mod in his server, and I get access to it. But there's like an application you have to go through to get in. And Dickers like, you didn't fill out the application, did you? Fill it out and I'll let you in. I'm like, but I'm in anyways. And Dickers actually took the time to remove my access to Glizzy Chat. He's like, you have to go through the application. The application. It's the saddest chat in history, man. So I'm going to send this guy some sympathy. All right, some sympathy, viewers. Oh, thank you, Cal, for the 5. James should have seen this, man. James fucking sucks. All right, thank you. See you guys tomorrow.